Alrighty, this is part two. Ivan, Ivan, that's your idea. That would have been your idea. Yeah, I would have had something like that for the Star Wars sequels. You know what I'm saying? I would have honored George Lucas' story, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's have parallels to the originals and the prequels. You know what I'm saying? Let's have parallels. Yeah, Ivan, would you have had Ray and Jakku? Yeah, I would have had the same pretty much story in the first one. Like Ray, I don't know, Ray's and Jakku, obviously. Raising Jakku, and you have, and I don't know, Finn. The beginning of the Force Awakens is fine, obviously. Where Finn is what? Where Finn he turns to the light side. Obviously, he doesn't want to murder anyone anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I know you have something. You have the math loose. I would have had something similar to the math. The whole math loose Skywalker thing is all fine, obviously, for Force Awakens, obviously. But I would have made a few changes, obviously. I would have made a few changes, obviously. For example, how the fuck? I'm gonna keep saying this, man. This is why these people really. This is why somewhat. This is why I think people should really, really think things over when they write some of their screenplays, man. Where the fuck did Ray get? Where the fuck did? How the fuck did Ray? How the fuck did what? Did Ray even get her hands on Luke Skywalker's lightsaber when in fucking Empire it falls down it falls down the fucking what? It falls down the fucking hole, man. And where did where? How did you get a hold of that lightsaber, man? I don't know, Ivan. Unless Luke built a new one, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck did you get that lightsaber? Yeah, man. That's a plot hole in the story, obviously. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with Ray being awakened by the Force, I think that's fine. I think that was a good story for J.J. Abrams, obviously. But the moment you got the Last Jedi, that's what changed everything, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That's what changed everything. The moment you had the Last Jedi happening, obviously. Last Jedi was not a terrible movie, and it wasn't. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was pretty good. It was okay. I give it a good maybe 5.8 out of 10. It was a pretty good movie, but it was not a great Star Wars movie. You know what I'm saying? Because the movie had problems, obviously. The movie had some problems. Yeah, the Cold Breaker thing was bad. You know what I'm saying? The animal cruelty thing, that was bad, obviously. And then you know what I'm saying? When they're at the casino, that was all bad. You know what I'm saying? And the what? What? Ray visiting Luke at the island was good, obviously. That was a good plot of the story. You got the beautiful cinematography, he's in the island, obviously. But the whole thing of Luke being a hermit and not wanting to train Ray, you think I'm just gonna walk in with my laser sword and hunt down the first order? You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's what a Jedi's supposed to do. Yeah, because he's Luke. Ryan made Luke a hermit. Obviously, he obviously was different. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? He had a different character. Obviously, that would have been my idea for the Star Wars sequels, something like that. And yeah, in the third movie, you have an epic battle with Luke versus Snoke, and you have Yoda appear as you have Yoda appear as a force ghost, and you have yeah. Ivan, how do what? How do Ray and Luke enhance their powers? I don't know. Luke gets a hold of the Jedi texts, and he teaches Ray the what? The knowledge of the Jedi, obviously, and they get in the third by the third movie they're more powerful, obviously, and you have the Jedi. The Jedi's give them power. I don't know. The Force Ghosts somehow give Ray and they read the Jedi text. They grow in more wisdom in the study of the Jedi arts, obviously, and then you have Yoda, Anakin, and Obi Wan. They give them power, obviously, full power of the Jedi. Just like in the third movie, they gave her full power for the Jedi too. I am all the Jedi, right? Yeah. And you heard the voiceovers of Anakin and like Qui Gon Jinn and all them and Mace Windu. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So instead of bringing Palpatine back and having him be a clone, for fucking what? being a clone of Snoke. No, I never would have killed off Snoke. I would have had him been in the third movie. I would have had him have an epic showdown with Luke. That would have been my idea, obviously. And I also would have had scenes where you have Han Solo, Leia, and Luke together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I would have done some of that. Whereas you never saw those three original characters all together one time in the whole series. Was no, they were all separate from each other. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yes, I would have had an epic battle with Rey against Kylo Ren in the end, and Luke versus Ivan. What would have been the more epic one? The more epic one would have been Luke versus Snoke, obviously. Whereas Rey, she fights Kylo Ren somewhere else. Just like Anakin fights what? Fights Obi-Wan and Mustafa, obviously, Mustafa, whatever it is. Whereas Yoda fights Palpatine in his office in the courts, in the court, the court offices, the court office and the court what, the court auditorium, right? Yoda fights him there. Yeah, something like that. You know, Luke is like, you can't fight Snoke. He's too powerful for you. You fight Kylo Ren. I will deal with Snoke. You know, something like Yoda said to Obi Wan, and they have an epic duel. And you get this like amazing music, and you have like, well, my dear for the Luke and what, my dear for Luke versus Snoke. I would have had the spectators. Luke goes there all by himself. You know what I'm saying? And he has like his green lightsaber, you know what I'm saying? He has his robe, he marches, and you have something like Revolutions, and you have like the spectators. You get this epic like Star Wars music. Ivan, what would have been your idea for a movie? I don't know. I have a few ideas. I don't know. You have this like big Star Wars. And you have this epic duel. You have Luke fighting Snoke. And you have an epic like grand scale battle. Yeah, man. And you have the First Order fight the Resistance. So you have Finn and Poe. They lead the Resistance. Obviously, I wouldn't have a bunch of ships appearing out of nowhere. No, you have plot. If you do that, you create plot holes. How the fuck do they all get there so fast? You have a lot of plot holes. No, like be consistent with the Star Wars universe. I wouldn't have a bunch of ships appearing out of nowhere. No, I would have had an epic war. You have Finn, you have Poe, and all of them. They lead the Resistance, obviously, and they fight the First Order. So while they're doing that, you have Rey and you have Luke fighting the what? Luke fights the Snoke, and Rey fights Kylo Ren. So I never would have brought back Palpatine. No, I would have had Luke fight. I would have had Snoke be the main villain, and I would have had Kylo Ren be the main villain. And Snoke is what? Snoke is what? Is Kylo Ren's master, obviously. And Kylo Ren is his apprentice, you know what I'm saying? Just like Vader is the apprentice of Sidious, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, I was just saying yes. Holy shit, you're creative. You know your shit. Yeah, I'm creative. I'm born with a gift, man. I know how to tell a good story. I have all these pictures in my mind. I come up with all these ideas. Because I'm a fucking creative genius, obviously. But to be fair, I don't know that much about Star Wars. Hence, if I were to oversee Star Wars, it's too late now, guys. Oh, Ivan, man, that would have been a sick movie. Yeah, man, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Disney bought fucking what? They bought Star Wars off fucking George Lucas, and they what? Yeah, man. They pretty much what? They pretty much ruined the fucking sequels, obviously. And they kind of ruined his legacy because they brought back Palpatine, man. I guarantee you George Lucas is like, what the fuck? Why are you bringing back Palpatine? Anakin defeated him in Return of the Jedi. He brought Balance of Force. Why are you bringing him back? The reason why J.J. Abrams brought him back, obviously, because I guarantee J.J. Abrams, he panicked, obviously. Because Disney only gave him like a year to fix the Last Jedi mess, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me, Ryan Johnson. He had to fix the Last Jedi mess, obviously. Hence, okay, oh man, like, okay, Ryan Johnson killed off Snoke. And the only formidable villain left is Kylo Ren. I don't think Kylo Ren being the final villain is really grand, scaly, epic. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring back Palpatine and have him be a what? Have him be a Snoke clone. Snoke is a clone of Palpatine, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And when in Last Jedi you got no foreshadowing or any hint that Palpatine was alive, and all of a sudden he pops out of nowhere in the beginning of Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, the whole thing was a mess, man. It was a mess. I'm saying the whole thing was a mess. And a good, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna get my coffee, guys. Ivan, that sounds like a sick movie. It sounds better than what we got for the fucking sequels. Yes. I wouldn't have changed much in Force Awakens, obviously. I would have changed a few things, obviously. But in terms of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I obviously would have had a totally different story for that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have had Luke be a hermit. I would have had him actually train Rey in the island, and Rey becomes his apprentice, and he becomes her master, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They read the Jedi texts, and Rey becomes more powerful, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Rey becomes more powerful, obviously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rey becomes more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that sounds like a sick movie. Yeah, that would have been my idea for Star Wars, obviously. Yeah. Anyways, enough about Star Wars. I'm gonna talk about something else. I babbled on for a good like 40 minutes talking about this topic. It's too late now, guys. The sequel's already made. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do. George Lucas sold his rights to what? To Disney, and they messed the whole thing up. There's nothing I can do, guys. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But there's still hope because you have Mandalorian season 3, you have Boba Fett season 2. Hopefully those seasons are good, obviously. Which they most likely was. Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were really good shows. Boba Fett was okay. You see what I'm saying? So you still have hope for Star Wars, guys. You have Boba Fett, you have Mandalorian, you have Ahsoka. But Ahsoka is a limited series, I heard. And Obi-Wan's a limited series. Whereas Boba Fett and Mandalorian are not limited series. They're full-on series. Hence, it might perhaps have a good 6, 7, 8 seasons for Mandalorian and Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's still hope for Star Wars, guys. But in terms of the movies, I mean, the sequels already happened. Obviously, there's no hope for the movies. Obviously, there's hope for the movies, but as long as they stay far away from the Skywalker franchise, because the whole thing's already ruined, right? So the only way there can be hope for the movies is if you you stay away from the Skywalker franchise. Don't touch the Skywalker franchise. Tell a Star Wars story, but don't have it be in the Skywalker universe, Skywalker franchise universe, right? Yeah, different time, different era. There's hope, obviously, but you have Mandalorian season 3 coming out end of the year, early next year, and you have Ahsoka coming out next year too. And Boba Fett will probably come out sometime next year too. Boba Fett will probably come out sometime next year too. Earlier next year will come out Boba Fett season 2. So there's hope for Star Wars, guys. Don't give up, man. There's hope, obviously. Ivan, you're gonna watch the video with us? No, chances are after this, I'm gonna go to bed and sleep. I'm very very tired, man. I did not sleep at all yesterday. So you know when you feel lightheaded and you know when you feel lightheaded and you feel sleepy, yeah. You feel like you have a headache because you haven't slept. Yeah, I feel a little bit. I have a little bit of a headache, kind of. Not a headache, but I feel a little what? Lightheaded. Hence why after this video, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna sleep. Sleep till 5, 6, 7 in the morning in the evening, and then I'll watch my video. Hopefully, Radbrad makes his Last of Us Part 1 walkthrough today. If not, he will most likely make it tomorrow, guys. Something tells me today he will do the Last of Us walkthrough. Because Radbrad gets early hookup copies of the game, and he usually plays it a good two days, a day before the release day, the official release day. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Now let's talk about my Zane's project. So Peter Jackson is my top candidate for my director, as well as Mel Gibson. I'm willing to pay Peter a nice $85 million Canadian, which is 105, 106 million in New Zealand money. And Mel Gibson, I'm willing to pay him $56 million. which is like 40, I don't know, 46 million in American money. I think he lives in New Zealand. If he lives in New Zealand, he'll make more. Mel Gibson will make his like 70 million around there, $68 million. But Mel Gibson and Peter Jackson are from the same place. They're both from New Zealand, obviously. But I think Mel Gibson lives in America though, whereas Peter lives in New Zealand. Because Peter can't stand America, right? Yeah. I can't stand living in America. I want to live in New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand is more beautiful than America, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll give Peter 0.6% of the profits, $2 million re-release, $2,000 gift card, $3,500 gas card, perks, and $60,000 worth of commercial money. Mel Gibson 0.5% of the profits, $2 million re-release, $2,000 gift card, $3,500 gas card, and $60,000 worth of commercial money. And that is my deal for Mel Gibson and Peter Jackson. And Peter Jackson's agent is greedy. You know what I'm saying? And he wants like something. Because something tells me, man, Peter Jackson's going to be a greedy animal. He's going to demand something crazy like $1 billion. I'm like, Peter, I'm not going to pay you $1 billion. You're fucking crazy, man. I wouldn't even pay George Lucas or Steven Spielberg that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? That kind of money. George Lucas, I'd pay him maybe 700, 800 million. Steven Spielberg, I'd probably pay him 600 million, 580 million, around there. Whereas for you, I'm not going any higher than 500, 450 million, Peter. You're not white. I'm not going to pay you $1 billion of money. You're fucking crazy. You're being greedy, Peter. Like, just let go of your greed. The fact that you took the whole $250 million for yourself and you didn't even give Lord of the Rings actors a nice $400,000 of your money. That's why I know you're a greedy animal. Because something tells me, I'm like, Peter, $350 million is not enough for you in royalties? No, even it's not enough. I want double that, man. I want like $700 million in royalties. I'm like, Peter, you're being greedy. I'm not going to pay that. You're fucking crazy. You think I'm going to have you sign like an $800, $900 billion deal? You're crazy, Peter. Because Peter wants a nice like $400, $500, $600 million in his bank after taxes. He's greedy, obviously. Like, Peter, I'm not going to pay you fucking what, $1 billion. You're being greedy, Peter. Mel Gibson too. Mel Gibson's greedy and he wants like a $700 million contract. I'm like, Mel. I don't know, Mel might be like, Ivan, I don't know, Mel, like $270 million in royalties not enough for you, Mel? No, Ivan, I want double that. Because he's greedy too. I want a nice like $400 million in royalties. But Mel Gibson's probably not as greedy as Peter. Because he's not as big as Peter. He's only worth like $400 million, Mel Gibson. Whereas Peter Jackson's worth $1.5 billion, so he's greedy. He's obviously a greedy shark. He wants a nice like $1.8 billion contract, man, for my movie, but I'm not gonna pay him that. He's crazy. I'm like, Mel. I'm gonna be like, Peter, you're being greedy. 350, 400, $300 million in royalties is enough. You're gonna walk away with a $200 million check in your bank. You're just being greedy, Peter. Let go of your greed. Yeah, but Ivan, you're greedy too. Because he's greedy, obviously, they'll say. You're greedy too, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he saw my videos, he knows, like, I don't know, he knows me and VJ are gonna make like $55 billion off the movie. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make your tens of billions, you're giving me peanuts. I'm like, yeah, Peter, and the peanuts I'm giving you is money you'll never make in Hollywood. So even though I'm giving you peanuts, I'm giving you a nice piece of the pie. You're gonna make your nice like $350, $400 in royalties, Peter. That's not enough for you? No, Ivan, it's not enough. I want double that, man. I want a nice like $800 million in royalties. Because he's greedy. I'm like, Peter, you're crazy. I'm not gonna pay you that. Okay, Ivan, what about a higher salary? What if you pay me $185 million, like an extra $100 million bucks? You pay me a nice $185 million for my salary, Ivan. I'm like, no, Peter. $85 million is good enough, as directors in Hollywood, big directors don't even make $85 million for their base. And I'm paying you $85 million. You don't make $85 million in Hollywood for your base, Peter. You probably make your $20, $30 million for your movies. And you negotiate for a nice 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 million in royalties. I'm giving you like $400 million in royalties, $350 million in royalties. Most likely $350 million around there he'll make. I'm giving you $350 million in royalties, Peter. You sign like your $450 million deal, Peter. You're being greedy. That's enough. $450 million for taxes, Peter, is what? Is like $60 million after taxes, man. Around there, right? 300. Yeah. $450 million after taxes is like a good $70 million after taxes for Peter. Peter Jackson's walking with almost $300 million back after taxes, and his agent takes 10%. Like, Peter, $450 million after a $450 million paycheck with your salary and your royalty checks and your bonus is a good $270 million after taxes, Peter. And don't forget, you have the New Zealand rates, and you're gonna walk away with about $300 million after taxes. And your agent takes 10%, you're gonna make a good $270 million in your bank, Peter. $270 million in your bank, Peter, is not enough for you, Peter. No, Ivan, I want double that, man. I want like $500 million in my bank, man. Like Peter, like Peter, let go of your greed, man. I mean, you're greedy too. You know what I'm saying? The reason why Peter would be greedy because he knows even though even if he makes like $270 million over taxes, $300 million over taxes, obviously, and it's age after taxes agent, he knows $300 million is nothing compared to how much money me and Weezer are making. He's thinking about the bigger picture. Yeah, even though I signed my $500 million deal, it's still chump change compared to how much I and Weezer are making. They're gonna make their tens of billions in profits. Yeah, I only made like $300 million over taxes because he's greedy. Obviously, make Peter because he wants a nice like 600 million in his bank because he's greedy. I want a nice like $1 billion of that, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Because he's greedy. Obviously, I'm like Peter. I'm not gonna pay you $1 billion. You're fucking crazy. I wouldn't even pay guys like Steven Spielberg $1 billion, Peter. I'd pay him maybe like 600 million. I would never pay Steven Spielberg $1 billion. He's not even worth that. What makes you think I want to pay you $1 billion? You're crazy. You're getting greedy, Peter. Let go of your greed. Stop thinking about the amount of money me you're making, and just know that what I offered you was a good deal. You're never gonna make this in Hollywood, Peter. As you only made $250 million for Lord of the Rings, I'm paying you almost double that. For Lord of the Rings, $250 million over taxes is like $150 million, obviously, and his agent took 10% of that. Peter only made probably about like $140 million, $150 million because he lives in New Zealand, so if he made $250 million, he probably made a good like $270 million in New Zealand money. Obviously, which is a good probably like 65 million. Peter Jackson probably walked away with like a $40 million check in his bank after taxing his agent for Lord of the Rings. And for my movie, he's walking away with almost 300 million, almost double what he made, man. Peter, $270 million, $300 million after taxes, not enough for you, Peter. I'm like, oh, Ivan, it's not enough, man. I want more, man. I want like 500 million, $400 in my bank. I'm like, Peter, you're being greedy, man. Stop it, man. You like let go of your greed and just know that I offer Ivan, it's a deal. Yes, if you don't like my deal, Peter, I can just pay you your flat $85 million and not even give you a piece of the profits. If you want to be an asshole like this, man. Yeah, but Ivan, you're greedy too. No, Peter, I'm not like you, man. You took the whole $250 million for yourself for Lord of the Rings when you could have given the Lord of the Rings actors a nice $400,000 of your money. But you're greedy, obviously. And I'm nice enough to give all the Zanus actors a piece of the pie. My 17, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Guillermo del Toro. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice enough to give you a nice $350 million in royalties for my film profits. I gave you a good deal. You're never gonna make $350 million in Hollywood, Peter. You're probably gonna make on average maybe 80, 100 million, 50 million if you're lucky, Peter. And I'm paying you. You signed like a $450 million deal. It's a lot of money, Peter. Ivan, it's a deal. I'm just being an ass. I'm just being greedy. Yeah, you're being greedy, Peter. Stop it, man. I'm paying you a lot of money that you don't make in Hollywood, man. And I'm paying you this in free cash too. As Hollywood will never pay you, Peter, $450 million in free cash. They would make you pay a horrific price to make this money. They would have you smash like, I don't know, 100 people to make that kind of money, Peter. And I'm paying you this in free cash. I'm giving you perks. The luxury buffet, condo parties, you know what I'm saying? Yacht parties, the Gran Turismo studio office, a nice special effects unit building like ILM, yeah. Buzz with the fans, the suites at luxury hotels in Vancouver, the luxury hotel stays in Vancouver. I gave Peter a good deal. There. I gave him a good deal. Because Peter's greedy, he's going to want a nice like 800, 900, $1 billion in the money. I'm like, Peter, no. And if not, he'll try and push for a higher salary. Ivan, what about $200 million salary? I'm like, Peter, you're smelling blood, you're getting greedy. I'm not going to fucking pay you $200 million. But Ivan, you can easily afford it. You're going to make your tens of millions back. It's not a big deal. I'm like, Peter, would you pay me $200 million? Ivan, I wouldn't. I'd pay you like 15, 20 million bucks flat, and that's it. I'm like, yeah, because you're greedy. I'm not going to do my that. $85 million is enough. You're making like your $106 million in New Zealand money. You're going to walk away with like a $60 million check in your bank, Peter. $59, $58 million check in your bank. That's a lot of money, Peter. See what I'm saying? It's a lot of money. You're just being greedy. You're being greedy, Peter. Let go of your greed and just know that the amount of money I'm paying you, me and Vijay are paying you, is a lot of money. You're just being greedy, you see what I'm saying? You're just being greedy, you see what I'm saying? You're just being greedy. Obviously. But Peter Jackson will accept my deal, though. Because he knows I offered him a good deal. I offered him a good deal. And he knows he's never going to make $450 million in Hollywood. Hence why he'll accept my deal. But because he's greedy, he's going to want a nice like 700, 800, 900 billion dollars of the money. He might even try and even get something crazy like 1.5, man, because he's a greedy animal. I have what about $1.5 billion of that? I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I'm not paying you $1.5 billion of my money. You're not worth it, man. I give you $1.5 billion of my money. That's like 2%, almost 2% of my share gone, man. And I have to pay all the actors. No, Peter, I'm only dividing 1% with all you guys. 0.6 is good enough. I'm not gonna pay you any more than that, man. Because Peter's greedy, his agent's gonna try and go, Ivan, that's a good deal for Peter. We're just being greedy. Yeah, you're being greedy. You smell blood in the water. You want to make a nice $1 billion when you're not worth it, man. Yeah, but Ivan, you're making way more than me. Yes, because I'm God. Me and VJ are God. We're much bigger than you. We have the keys. You don't have the keys. I am much bigger than you. We're the main show. The whole world's gonna go crazy because of me and VJ. You know what I'm saying? You'll build some buzz, Peter, but at the end of the day, me and VJ are the main show. Hence why what? You're not getting any more than 0.6% of my royalties, Peter. You're being greedy. Stop it. Samsara. You're being greedy, Peter. You're being greedy. Stop it, Samsara. You're being greedy. You're being greedy, Peter. Stop it, Samsara. Guaranteed his wife, Fran, might get greedy and she might demand something crazy like $10 million. I'm like, Fran, I'm not going to pay you $10 million as an assistant fucking producer. No, I'm going to pay you your $750,000, $850,000. I can pay them $850,000. I'll pay you your $850,000. That's it, man. I'm not. You don't get a piece of the royalties. You're my assistant producer. I'm not going to pay you any more than that. And Barry Osborne, if he gets greedy and he wants like $1.5 million, I'm like, Barry, I'm not going to pay you $1.5 million as assistant producer. No. $850K is good enough. As you don't make this in Hall. In Hall, you probably make your couple $100,000 as assistant director. You probably only made $200K for Lord of the Rings as assistant director, and I'm paying you $850K. That's a nice paycheck. You're gonna walk away with hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank, Barry. Yeah, I believe the Barry guy lives in New Zealand too. If he lives in New Zealand, he'll make even $1 million plus for his salary. And Fran will make her $1 million because she lives in New Zealand with Peter, obviously. So if I pay Fran $850, she's gonna make her a nice like $1 million, $1.1 million, which is a nice paycheck for an assistant producer. And then Barry Osborne, if he lives in New Zealand, he'll make his nice $1 million too. It's a nice paycheck for them. Hence, they're going to work hard for me. They're going to help out my 17 with the business calls. They're going to help oversee the stuff the second year and the third year and the fourth year. They're going to help out my 17 with the business calls, obviously. Keeping tabs with Amazon. You know, I'm sending the flights, all that stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Taking down all the sets. They're going to help them out, help the 17 make all those calls. Yeah. 2 assistant producers is enough to help out your 7. You don't need any more. If they need help, you can just hire assistants and the crewmen. Have supervisors and the crewmen help them out if they need help. Okay, look, man, if you guys need help with the producing jobs, you can have a couple of supervisors help you out. They won't mind. Tell the supervisors won't mind helping them out. Help them out a little bit. That way you take it. But my 7 team and the two assistant producers is enough. For the third year and the fourth year, it's enough, obviously. You also have Peter and Guillermo Toro who are going to help him out, too. The third year, right? Was the fourth year, Peter will be hard at work directing. He won't have time to handle any producing jobs. And Jon Favreau will be assisting with some directing and all that. And they're also going to help out the other members of 17 with business calls. With business work, obviously, the fourth year during production. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll talk for another part here, guys. I'm gonna get a coffee upstairs for my part 3, and I'm gonna upload the video and I'll watch it in the evening when I wake up. Cash my check, wake up, work on my book. I'm gonna be excited. Obviously, I waited like 6 days, man. The 6 days are up. I'm never doing this again. I never want to wait 6 days again. And I'll get my nice check, and I'll get my beer and my smokes, and hopefully Rad Bread has a walkthrough of Last of Us Part 1. And if not, when I wake up, I'll just watch my video after I come back with my beer and my smokes. And I might get some slices tonight. And I might watch stuff. I might watch a movie maybe tonight, maybe. Watch a movie. Or I might make another video and eat my pizza while I make my amazing video at night. I can do that. Yeah, but today is a exciting day for me because I got my check, and hence why I'm very generous to Lord of the Rings crewmen, because I know that feeling of not having any money, man. It's the worst feeling in the world. There's nothing worse than the Lord of the Rings crewmen knowing the actors are well taken care of. They got their millions. You know what I'm saying? They can buy their nice cars, and Ivan Reeds are going to make their tens of billions. Peter Jackson signed his $450 million contract. John Favreau and Filoni signed their massive deals. My 17 signed their massive deals. You know what I'm saying? They make $30K a year. No. Pay them a nice $150,000 salary. But if I end up needing like 2,020, something crazy like 2,200 crewmen, I'm going to have to cut their paycheck in half to like $75,000, $80,000 around there, which will be enough. They'll still walk away with like a nice like $40,000 check in their bank. Nice paycheck. Still pretty nice pay. 40, 50K in their banks. Not bad paycheck. Okay paycheck. Whereas 150K is rich, man. You're walking away with like 80, 100K in your bank, man. That's a nice paycheck, man, if you make 150K as a crewman. And I'm only hiring Lord of the Rings crewmen. C-list crewmen are out. C-list actors are out. C-list team are out. I'm only hiring Hollywood team, Hollywood crewmen, Hollywood actors. C-list people are out. I'm not hiring them. I don't have time to look at 200,000 resumes. I only want to look. If you narrow it down to Hollywood, me and VJ only look at maybe 500 resumes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only, you know what I'm saying? Whereas you have these people allowed to work for your company, and these are gonna get like 50,000, 100,000. We don't have time to look at all that, man. Look, man, I'm not gonna look at 50,000 resumes. No, man. I only want Hollywood people. See, those people are out. So all you guys who knew my life, you guys are not allowed to work for my company. Obviously, all you see is actors not allowed to work for my company. All you see is crewmen not allowed to work for my company. I remember those Algonquin students. I did a short film for them. Obviously, I volunteered my time. I signed the contract. They never gave me a footage of the short film. Obviously, yeah, you guys know who you are. You're not allowed to work for my company, man. You get what you fucking deserve. You didn't give me the file when I asked for the file. When I volunteered my time because you're fucking crazy people, obviously. And it's what you want to be a dick like that. Hey, you're also not allowed to work for my company either. Yeah, you get what you deserve, man. I called the guy and he just hung up on me. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I don't want to give Ivan his footage because, man, fuck Ivan. Look. Ivan is so unique in that fucking short film. Yeah, I guarantee the whole Algonquin saw that. Obviously, the whole class saw that. Yeah, holy shit, it's so cool seeing Ivan in a short film. Yeah, I never got to see that fucking short film. That was like 7 years ago, man. 2015. Yeah, I never got to see that fucking that short film. Yeah, you guys know who you are. You get what you deserve. You're not allowed to work for my company. Yeah, these people are out. Yo, you say, oh, really? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You did this to me. You're not allowed to work for my company. Yeah. Those specific people, they know who they are. You never sent me the file. You're not allowed to work for my company either. Yeah, man. Go, you deserve, man. As if you think I'm just gonna hire some C-list crewman who doesn't have any experience in doing Hollywood movies and pay him 150K, you're fucking crazy. I'm not gonna do them like that. If I hire a C-list person, I only pay them like 40, 50K for my movie. They're not worth any more than that. Whereas the Hollywood crewmen are worth their 150K because they have Hollywood experience in the big leagues. Whereas those C-list people don't have experience in the big leagues. They all do these shittier indie movies and television shows. Hence, those guys you pay them like 40, 50K. But because I want my company to be the best brand in the entertainment industry, you hire Hollywood crewmen. Shema Kanavir.